Ladies and gentlemen, you're all welcome to another edition of Don Barron's show. And today's guest of the program is Cactus Young from Flint, Michigan. Cactus Young, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm great, Cactus Young. Cactus Young happens to be a stand-up comedian and an actor. How does stand-up comedy and acting complement each other in your career?
Well, when I take a step back from the black entertainment industry, you look at all of the famous people who've done it before: Bill Cosby, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. All these people use comedy as a gateway into acting. And the reason I think that is because being a comedian, being on stage, allows you to have a certain truth. You have to be honest with yourself, more so than most people, and that allows people to see you for who you really are. And that not only does that allow directors to get a feel for who you are and what roles you deserve, it also allows you to be up front in the film. You don't have to. It's not even so much considered acting anymore because it's so natural and it's a role for you. So it's really special. I think they complement each other very nicely, and so that's why I choose to do
This close to making this deal go through. Took my daughter from me, Rick. Get it through your head. I ain't letting that go.
I have a daughter too.
How much do you love your daughter, Rick?
Wow, so the flow is smooth, they don't have any conflict or anything?
No, they offset each other very well. As soon as you get on stage and people, you make people laugh and get that feeling, what you're also doing is marketing yourself at the same time. And so when directors are looking for that, they know who you are, how you are, they know how to set you up for greatness as opposed to you just coming in and auditioning for a role and just trying to get something. So.
Wow. So, Cactus, where did this passion of acting come from?
Well, I've always had a passion. I think it started, the seed was planted when my mom used to always make me praise dance and we'd be in front of all these people in churches, and as soon as we finished, everybody clapping and cheering and praising. And I always remembered that feeling. And as I got older, it kind of manifested into acting. And I remember one day I was 17, I just went to Tasha Smith's workshop. And she had a bunch of different directors there. Yeah. And so she gave us a series of monologues, and we worked together for about a week straight doing intense workshops and crying practices, emotional practices, just being who you really are. And at the end of that, we really connected. And so she was really happy that I came, and she gave me encouragement that I could actually do this in this field. And so after that, it was all, after I heard that from one of Tyler Perry's actors, it was all hands on deck. So I decided to just hit the road with it. So I've just been acting and doing comedy ever since.
Wow, that's really awesome. So from your experience, what are some of the hurdles in the entertainment industry?
Well, when I think about hurdles, I think the hardest thing, especially in this particular industry, is just distinguishing yourself away from the rest of the crowd. Absolutely. The congestion on the internet is crazy. A 10-year-old girl can have thousands of YouTube videos.
I know.
So I think you really need a creativity. A creative spark, something that really sets your product. Who you are, how you represent yourself. Aside from the crowd, something that really stands out, so you can build your own particular fan base. And I think that's one of the greatest hurdles, is just having that creative spark in the entertainment industry, because everything, they almost say nothing's new under the sun.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's hard to create that that magic, something new that people have never seen and they must see. And I think that's one of the hurdles that the entertainment industry provides, but it can be overcome.
Wow. Okay, still we are on with Cactus Young. I think you're feeling the energy. Cactus Young plans to move to LA after he graduates with his Master in Business Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Cactus Young, what is your most scariest part about the future?
The scariest part about the future to me is just the uncertainty. But again, I think that's, when I say uncertainty, it's scary. But at the same time, that's what I love about it too.
Okay.
You can understand that, I love the not knowing what's going to be next. I love working on different projects, always something new. I reverence in that, that's just like my happy place. While it is, uncertainty is the greatest and scariest part of it, it's also when you put in that work and that dedication, and you have that passion. I don't think there's anything that can stop you. You know what I mean? And so that the uncertainty is the scariest part, but I'm ready for it.
Wow. Curtis Young says he's ready for it. So Curtis Young is moving to LA. Curtis Young, how gusty of a move is that to travel to a place where, you know, the strength of competition is so intense, you know?
Oh man, it is gutsy. It is gutsy. I'll say that first off. But like I said, when you put in, you know, the work and the passion, you know, there's nothing. When you say gutsy, I almost think of like, I've never done this before. Here we go. You know, about to just jump in, but. You know, this is also coming from years and years of experience and working and dedication. And when you have that passion and you really believe in yourself, then it's really all hands on deck. I'm putting all the chips on the table and trying to bet that I can do this. And I think that's what every, you know, I'm almost to a point to where, like almost like a narcissistic, you know, confidence. You have to really believe that what you have, what I offer, is different and better than what anyone else has or what anyone else is doing, and why you should pay attention to me.
That's absolute confidence.
Yeah. So you have to have that nowadays because there's so many people that are good at. You have phenoms acting at the age of 12, so you know, people that's doing comedy. Everyone's doing something. You got to find your niche, and it is gutsy. But I think when you put in that work and you bet on yourself and you have that passion, you can't be stopped.
Yeah. So you know, when you're passionate about what you're really doing, and then you turn around to attract the kind of people, you know, that, you know, will match in line with what you're doing, that will love what you're doing, that, you know, will follow you and do everything, you know, just to ensure that you realize that dream. So I see that much in you. You know, you have that passion, that zeal, and that's so much I appreciate.
I appreciate that.
So Curtis, from this, I want to really know this, you know, so some actors and also stand-up comedians, they don't really, you know how to put this in place. So where does your greatest strength come from? Is it on the screen or on the stage? You know,
my greatest strength comes from the truth that I can exude. I think in any character, because I think I'm almost inserting myself into the, you know, the characters, because I want myself to be a part of the script. And it's you can do two things. You can either put yourself in the character, or you can be the character yourself. And one is you're bringing the character to life. You know what I mean? I'm making it me, who I am. And another, you're just bringing the script to life. And I think, especially you see a lot of times Black entertainment. Kevin Hart, he always just ad libs. You know, his character, he's just talking. He's himself. You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing about it. And a lot of the like the actor Tasha Smith, when you see her with all that attitude, you know, all that pizzazz, you know, that's who she is. You know, she's bringing herself into the character. She's making it real. And I think that's my greatest strength as an actor as well. So,
wow, you inspire me, man. So Curtis, you know, most of our entertainers, most of our celebrities, you know, at one point in time, they faced a very big problem. And that is with marketing.
Yes.
So, you know, you can produce the best stuff, you know, that you can. But now, how does this stuff reach people? Because at the end of the day, your major objective is for people to see and understand what you are doing. So how is your marketing structure?
Well, the marketing structure that I use really just stems from dedication. That's really what it comes down to. Because in today's day and age with social media, you have all the tools. You have everything is right there for you. You have Instagram, Hero Entertainment. You have Twitter, the CY Gospel. These are all avenues that I've taken. You know, now you can just Google Curtis Young comedy and I'll pop up. I'll take up the whole screen. You know, so that's. But you really have to put the work in and have that schedule. You have to be able to upload things. But you really have to put the work in and have that schedule. You have to be able to upload things on time. But you have to give yourself, you know, those deadlines, and you have to have that almost like an entrepreneurship type mentality.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to really be able to persevere through that, because when you do that, then people will be able to, you know, rely on you, as opposed to just guessing when you're going to release some material, or just hoping that you release some new material. You got to be able to, and social media allows you to keep that direct link communication with your audience. You know, you can talk directly to them. And so I think really just comes down to how much you want it. Because if you really want it, you can get on social media and follow everyone.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to just use social media and the internet.
Wow. Is that really working out for you?
So far, it has been working. It has. I'm still new at it. I've only been doing the social media thing for a year, but I've already gained a decent following. A few thousand. So
How many thousand?
3,000.
Wow.
So-
That's awesome.
So yeah. So I'm just trying to slowly build up avenue base and something that I can release material, so I can just keep talking to my fans and releasing stuff to my fans. And then by the time something does work out for me in LA or wherever it happens to fall in place at, I already have that, that little following of people who will get the word out, the word to mouth. And so that's been the strategy so far.
Wow. Okay, Cactus, a lot of people are watching us out there. Hey, Baron is having this man on his show and he's a comedian, people would like to figure out something, what does he really do? How can he make me laugh? How can he make me smile? How can he make my day? So I'd like you to do something for our audience out there.
I got a story. I was on this airplane. I was coming back from Africa, actually, because I have family over there.
Okay.
And I've never been to the continent, never been to the country. I didn't know how to do everything over there. And so this African couple really stuck out to me. They had on the whole, nothing regular, the whole African gown. The woman had African down. And I could see the apprehension. They were a little nervous, like it was their first time. The lady she was like, oh, honey, I don't want to sit alone. His wife was sitting next to me, and he was sitting behind us. And I don't know, maybe I'm just Americanized. I don't know what that is. Yeah. And so I'm fully expecting him to be to ask me to change seats so he can sit next to his wife. Yeah. She's like, honey, I don't want to sit here.
Okay. Right now, I'm gonna be honey, and you'll be the husband.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say I'm honey.
So say.
I want to be. Yeah, honey. I don't want to sit here. I just want to sit close to you.
He said, you will sit down and you will be quiet. I don't want to hear another word from you. Nothing. Nothing. Sit down and be quiet. I don't. Yes. Okay. Yes. And then he just kept looking at her till he hit her with the gun. Yes. I was like, oh my god, because you can't do that in America. I was like, oh, I gotta go to Africa. Really, it was the craziest thing. It was like the complete form of dominance. It was so. I almost wanted to be like score one for men. Hoorah! So it was so sweet. And so I was just like, wow.
That is cultural diversity.
Yeah, it was crazy because American women to slap the taste out your mouth. You try, try to do something. You sit down. So it was just crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Back then Africa, women respect their husband that much. After God is your husband. That's how we Africans are. After God is your husband, and you have to dedicate everything to him. If he tells you lay down, you have to lay down. Man, that's how it goes with us. So
y'all doing it right. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause for real, I couldn't believe it. He was used to it, and he just kept looking at her. She was just like, oh, that's all she could say was, oh. I was just like, wow, it was funny.
Wow, awesome. Cactus Young, I just want to keep having you on this program. I wish we could last for a little more, maybe more longer, but I don't know. I really enjoy the time with you, bro. You're so interesting, and I wish you nothing more than success in your career, and I know you're gonna make it. Please, if you make it, don't forget me. So I wish you success, bro, wherever you're going, your master's program and moving to LA. I wish you just the best in your stand-up comedy and acting career.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I hope to keep having you more often in the program. And you keep doing stuff and making our audience out there laugh. Like you just made me laugh so much. Okay, Cactus Young, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this edition of Don Baron's show. And you keep listening and keep watching more editions of Don Baron shows. We're just having entertainers, comedians, actors, models, you can name the rest. We keep having them on our show just to keep you entertained, smiling, and having fun out there. And catch you guys in the next edition of Baron's show. Bye for now.